Boys, we got a hot take right here. Someone is daring to call Redfall a bad game. Can you imagine that? Someone is unhappy with the non-stop T-posing of enemies. Absolutely brain-dead AI, useless skill system, useless progression system in general, and bad gameplay. Wow. That I have to see.
You know how throughout the year, as new games are released, everyone tries to make predictions on what's going to win Game of the Year? Is it going to be Jedi Survivor? Tears of the Kingdom? Resident Evil 4 remake? Well, I think we should start doing the opposite. We need to have a Razzies type event celebrating games that are so bad. I think we should start making
Don't we already do it through videos like this? Because there's a lot more videos celebrating how bad some kind of AAA game is than celebrating how good a AAA game is in a lot of cases.
predictions on what's gonna win worst game of the year. Well, ain't no point making predictions because, ladies and gentlemen, this year it's Redfall.
Are you sure about that?
There's a
Wait,
good
your guy
chance,
is in
but
here.
Golem,
I'm
yeah.
fast traveling. I'm on my way.
No, but your guy is like, do you see my screen? You're already here.
Oh, what the Dude, I was still logged in. Alright, now I'm here. Wait, I'm coming up. I'm at the fire station. I'm coming up. What the? Dude, for me, it's you. It's
No
you
way.
on my
Nice.
screen. There's two Laylas on my screen. AI.
This is an AI-generated video game. The latest embarrassment from Microsoft Game Studios and the next chapter in modern gaming. A never-ending story.
I love modern gaming.
What are you doing? Why are you...
I'm
Oh
collecting
my god.
things.
No, you're fucking melting through the ground right now.
Oh, I'm normal on my screen.
Oh my god.
This looks fine.
This is really bad.
Wait,
I think this is one of those games where you
Jeez.
didn't need to see how bad it was.
This game was published by Bethesda under Microsoft, and it was
It makes sense that Bethesda completely fails. And by the way, the T-posing thing going through the ground is like a Bethesda classic at this point. Every game that they don't even make, by the way, they literally just publish it. They aren't even actively involved in the making of it. For some reason, has the exact same issues: massive T-posing, brain-dead AI, and things just falling through the ground and things being out of shape and see-through and whatnot. It's the same problem. Everything that Bethesda touches just turns into that.
developed by Arcane, the studio that gave us games like Dishonored, Prey, Deathloop. Redfall is easily one of the worst AAA video games I have ever played.
Yeah, look at that quality.
You know what people say? It's not about the graphics, man. It's about the gameplay. It's about the gameplay. Yeah, it's not about the graphics. It's about the. Look at this. Wow, it's also really ass. Never
Damn.
mind.
It might actually suck
Impressive.
more gorilla dick than 2042 did at release. And it's definitely worse than Cyberpunk. I don't know about glitches wise, but there were parts of Cyberpunk that were actually fun. Now you might be thinking, Actman, who really cares? It's not like this was part of some beloved existing franchise. Why talk about this game at all? First off, because it's really funny.
Because it's a disaster, unbelievably.
Quite a view. Look at the view.
Oh my god. What the fuck is that?
Golem
Quite the
beats that,
view.
though.
It's just like a bunch of blue lights. I can't see anything. And second, this game represents a symptomatic issue with Xbox Game Studios and their inability to produce high-quality first-party titles. It is so bad, you have to play it to believe it. Okay.
Nice.
I can.
Wait,
Like,
wait,
I
reload
saw
again?
that.
Did you
I
see
saw
that?
it. I saw it. What the fuck?
I mean, sure, I can put all the garbage footage on screen, and I can do some funny edits to try my absolute hardest to make the game look like shit, but nothing will do a better job of that than...
Why? Why even bother? I don't think there's a single person who is not completely out of his mind who has said, yeah, you know what, Redfall? That's a good game. I enjoyed it. I have not unironically heard a single person even call it mid. It's insanity.
playing it yourself. Do you see the sign with that says the blood?
Okay.
If you turn on your flashlight, it actually loses definition. You see that?
It loses the bloom effect.
It's at like 240p.
Yo.
Man, Redfall's really putting a bad taste in my mouth. You know the best way to wash it out? With War Thunder, the sponsor of today's video. War Thunder is an epic vehicle.
Hey, it's that game that's trying to milk absolutely everyone's money and pissing off its player base. I like that. I like that a lot. You know, just stick with me here a little. There we go.
So terrible. They gave Redfall a 4 out of 10. That's like a -3 on everyone else's scale. And like, how could this happen? I mean, initially Redfall looked pretty interesting. Reception to the trailers wasn't that great, but at the time I could see this maybe becoming a cult classic kind of game. I was excited to see Microsoft.
Dude, the trailers were also trash, let's be real.
Trying to make more experimental new video games. It reminded me of the glory days of the OG Xbox and how much variety was on that console. A co-op looter shooter based around fighting vampires in an open world sounds pretty damn unique to me.
It does sound pretty good.
What makes this game so bad? Well, for starters, apparently they blew 95% of the game's budget on the trailers. There is not a single cutscene in game that looks like the trailers or is even full motion video.
Yep, that's true.
One drop of my blood could change everything. They were monsters.
Is there a vote to skip button?
No, baby, we gotta enjoy this.
Waiting for a rescue that ain't coming.
Wow.
You hear that like splashing?
So
sound
deep.
Had to get away.
Yeah, I hear it with like every scene transition.
The monsters that started all this.
We should, dude, if I edit this video, I'm gonna every time I transition, I'm just gonna have a.
Who's rolling? Who's recording this on a rowboat? What's happening?
This bad. Until it happens. Then
Stop. I mean, the story itself is boring and mind-numbingly dull, but the way it's told is even worse.
Yeah.
My mother died 5 years ago.
Oh my god, bro.
Cancer. It's terrible to see.
Why in the holy...
That's what everyone wants to hear in their game to have fun, you know? Yeah, my mom died. Yeah, great fun. Great storytelling also.
Mother of God, did you choose PowerPoint presentation?
Also, that's the equivalent of someone just going up to you and saying, "Hey, you want to see my kids' pictures?" And then then you say, "Yeah," because you want to be nice. And then they pull out their wallet and there's like literally 50 pictures. And it's like, oh geez, do I just tell this person that his kids are ugly so he leaves me alone, or what are we doing here? Yeah.
As the best method to tell your story. Dude, even the movies in the fucking
that's
game
what I was
are
saying.
a fucking slideshow.
Imagine paying for a
That's
movie
so
at the
nice.
theater and they start playing a PowerPoint.
He transformed himself into the Hollow Man, like some kind of apotheosis.
Wow.
I hate this guy. I hate my fucking character so much. Can I shoot myself?
Every cutscene is just character models standing around awkwardly. For some scenes, it feels like they straight up forgot to record dialogue. What the?
Yo,
What is
come
this?
on.
What the fuck is happening?
Okay.
Hello? Knock knock, Bethesda.
Is this in depth? Is this supposed to mean something? It makes
Jesus
no
Christ,
sense.
it just keeps going. Is anybody home? Did the programmers forget the fucking audio? Shit, man, I could tell a better story using this style.
Don't forget to play Redfall. At some point. Ah, nice.
If I wanted
Classic.
to experience a story told through still images, you know what I'd do? I'd read a fucking comic book. And if I wanted to play a great vision...
Japanese manga is so superior. Okay? Okay? Comic books are kind of, you know... I mean, they're just trash, okay, now? You know, I'm really excited for my issue of Mrs. Marvel or whatever current garbage propaganda is being pushed by the comics industry. Yeah, comics, boys.
visual novel, I'd boot up Ace Attorney.
Skip.
Those
Skip.
helicopters.
Skip.
Nope.
Vote to skip. Skip. Skip.
Don't you want to watch this?
Skip.
Are those
skip,
tampons?
Skip.
Doing blood testing or, like-
Skip, please. Skip.
It's either tampons or a hairspray brand.
Skip.
Okay, we'll skip.
Skip.
Well, wait, it's
Skip.
not working.
No. Skip.
I can't skip, dude.
Skip. I'll let you watch the next one. You can watch the next one. We
Okay,
can take
fine.
turns.
All right. Compromise.
We can take turns skipping.
I firmly believe that this style of cinematics was chosen not as a beneficial stylistic choice, but to save money. Because nobody wanted to work on this game. This theory that they were saving money in the animation department becomes abundantly clear if you look at all the other animations in game.
What
Here, I'll give you one.
animations?
Stay
Okay,
here.
I won't waste it.
Fixed up.
You know, I remember
There's literally no animation. You can't make this up. It's not even a cheesy EpiPen injection in the wrong part of the body. Oh my lord.
I remember Left 4 Dead 2 in 2008 had a little animation when you healed an ally.
Everything
They were
had.
given like $3 to make this game, I think.
They were given $3 in 3 days.
$3 and a dream.
The animations are more scuffed than a used skateboard, okay? They didn't even finish certain reload animations. Look at the reload animation. So if you shoot it and then you reload,
There's no
like
way.
2 frames where like another shell floats out of the gun. And look at this. This has got to be the laziest
Amazing.
sprint animation I've ever seen. I like the running animation.
Shut the fuck up.
Actually, it's not a lot worse than, you know, Modern Warfare, because, you know, this also doesn't look too good in my honest opinion. So, you know, not the worst sprint animation I have ever seen in my life.
Running animations. There is no running animation.
And since the game is stuck at 30 frames per second, doesn't that mean there's even fewer frames to animate? Speaking of frames, can we talk about the continued decline of Xbox? A lot of game companies continuing to decline these days. What the fuck is happening
that's
at
good.
Microsoft? Why is it borderline impossible for them to get their studios to release a semi-finished product that isn't plagued by bugs, glitches, and missing content?
It's the modern day. What are you even asking? I'm pretty sure that's like 100% illegal in some countries at this point. Finishing a AAA game before release? Heresy. Absolute 100% just heresy. Not allowed, not happening, not today. Okay? They all signed a agreement with one another. A gentleman's accord, if you will. Never finish anything, release as trash as it is, so no one can be held to an accountable level of standards. So you can't complain about anyone. If everyone's here and nothing's even above that, and that's already at the bottom of the ocean, everyone is equal, and you can't complain about anything because it's just gonna get boring after a time.
It's a trend I pointed out in this video, but I didn't expect this trend to continue for like 2 more years, man. We still know nothing about the new Fable or Elder Scrolls 6. Halo Infinite got delayed, and look at how that turned out.
Well, Halo should be literally deleted as a franchise, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thankfully not a Halo fan. Literally played it one time when I was like 11 at my friend's house, and yeah, wasn't exactly too interesting, not gonna lie. And currently, as much as I can understand from Halo fans, the franchise should probably, you know, just call it quits and rope itself.
Starfield has been delayed. Redfall was delayed a whole year. And this is the result.
Nice.
You there! Stop! For the Empire! Die, damn you! Ha ha! You dare oppose the might of the Imperial
What's with the Commandos 1 music?
Legion? Remember the Emperor! I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you. What's the matter? Getting tired?
Oh, stuck.
Nothing to worry about, I guess. Just my eyes playing tricks on me. Am I supposed to be impressed? I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm!
You can pretty much just counter any enemy in this game just by jumping, by the way.
Why won't you die?
You know what? If your game gets delayed in the modern era of gaming, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a fucking death sentence. That new Gollum game just released, and it's like,
It's
people are
great.
putting collages of video game companies and their apologies, and they all look the fucking same. It's like, good God. Cyberpunk, Battlefield, I mean, there's a couple.
If they didn't try to make a good game, why do you think they're gonna try and make a good apology? It's your fault for buying it before actually people reviewed it.
Exceptions to games getting delayed in Elden Ring and Tears of the Kingdom, but I feel more often than not, delays for massive AAA games is now a huge red flag. Watch this, watch this. Oh my God, see how the water appears outside of the fucking sink in a square? Oh.
That's
Why
so
even
good.
release Redfall in this state when it's barely a fucking video game? How could you launch a first-party title that's locked at 30 frames per second on a console you promoted as the world's most powerful?
Because I think you need to be really mentally deficient at this point to believe that consoles are anything but garbage dumpster fires that are literally designed for selling you FIFA.
Holy fuck. Holy shit. Oh my God. I'm gonna crash the game if I do this. Watch this shit. Holy fuck.
It's so bad.
Oh my good God. World's most powerful console. Those are the words you told me when I was thinking, do I want to get a Series X? Do those words mean anything to anybody at Microsoft or Xbox?
No.
It's like they wanted this game to flop. Even Phil Spencer had to fucking apologize for it.
There's nothing that's more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community.
Yeah, you can say that
He's a professional. So, yeah.
again.
Just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed. I'm disappointed.
I love that you can just look at his face and tell that this guy literally is like, oh boy, oh, not again. No, this is the 5th apology today I have to do about us completely ruining everything, and now yet again I need to lie for the 5th time today about how this was unexpected and how we care about our community. It's hilarious.
I'm upset with myself. You know, I think back to the announcement of 60 frames per second, and then we weren't shipping 60 frames per second. That was kind of our punch in the chin, rightfully, a couple weeks ago.
That's so
and then
good.
seeing the game come out, and the critical response was not what we wanted. And it's disappointing.
Also, who on God's green earth thought it'd be a good idea to release Redfall in between Jedi Survivor and Tears of the Kingdom? Even if it was a finished game, that's like what EA did to Titanfall. Why is Phil Spencer talking about how Xbox can't out-console Sony or Nintendo? It's like he's given up. I guess.
Well, yes. I actually talked about this, by the way, in a serious video like a year ago or something. But it's about the console wars and why Sony is set to win that thing. Because Xbox, they have comparable console sales everywhere except Japan, where Sony is absolutely slaying it. Sony's rate of growth, even without games at this moment, is going to absolutely eclipse Xbox. So I want to see what are the statistics now.
No shit, you can't when you release games like this. The only major exclusive Xbox has put out recently that got great reviews from almost everyone was Hi-Fi Rush. Why can't
The
we
hell
have more
is
games
that?
like that? They even have to put a fucking sticker on the Redfall box specifically because it's not 60 FPS. And the way they print the covers, they put 60
Hey, at least they didn't have to print a lot of those labels because honestly, who got the physical copy? Probably no one.
FPS on every Series X game, but just for this one, they have to put a fucking sticker on it. This is a comedy of errors. Like,
This is
imagine
great.
the money they had to spend to print this sticker on every
This is
physical
so
copy of the
great.
game. Anyways, what were we talking about? Terrible animations? Let's get back to that. You know how Halo games, since Combat Evolved in 2001, have had unique melee attacks for each weapon? Nope, not in Redfall. That's too much work. Just program one shitty punch animation for every weapon. Great work, fellas. Our job's complete. You guys ready?
It clips through and the hand feels like it's going out of the middle of your chest.
To go smoke crack in the back alley again? The enemies barely even react to it. I mean, remember like whacking the elites and they stagger back, or the grunts would do a backflip? Oh, look at this.
Dude, you pistol whipped them. Of course they're gonna stagger.
You couldn't make an attack any less impactful, even if you tried.
I mean, the whole experience of Redfall is literally in a couple of good-looking vampire women, honestly. That's literally it. All of their everything went into making hot vampire mommies. And you know what? Honestly, good job. Good job. I'm not gonna complain.
This game is more apathetic than COD Vanguard, and I mean that.
This is not even close to a finished game. If you can call it a game, you can't release something that's not finished. Who looked at this? I mean, who looked at this and thought, yeah, that's okay, put that out?
Like, okay, I could pick
Nice.
this game apart for hours on all these minor, insignificant details. But to me, all of these things, it just shows an extreme lack of polish. But even if the game was polished...
What do you mean, polished? The game literally doesn't function properly half the time.
it certainly wouldn't be much fun. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
there is,
baby.
Redfall.
Give me... Oh.
Yes. What? Oh my God! You can't. Oh.
What a fucking tease.
Yeah, look, all the cars, all the ATVs, and we can't drive not a one. No fun allowed. No fun allowed.
Redfall is supposed to be a cooperative vampire looter shooter with some Borderlands type abilities, but it's barely a shooter at all. So you have this fire station that acts as your headquarters where you get quests and all the NPCs stand around doing jack shit.
Yo, that's a
Again,
giant.
it's like none of the NPCs move
That's a crack whore.
around, like they didn't bother to program any walk cycles or anything to make the place feel alive. Everyone's just stuck in place. Well, at least they'll probably have some decent dialogue and we can learn about what's going on in the world of Redfall. What do
No.
you have to say? Okay. Very provocative.
Nice.
Interesting. I'm getting a lot of great story beats. Very nice. Okay, you? Incredible. Oh my god. Why even have NPCs in the headquarters if they're not going to say or do anything? What? You didn't even program dialogue for the NPCs. Was there another
And those NPCs look so bad, by the way.
voice acting strike going on
That's
that I didn't know
insane.
about? Okay, so you remember when I called Sea of Thieves the most boring video game ever made? Well, holy shit, man. Redfall makes Sea of Thieves look like BioShock, okay? Here's how the gameplay goes. You walk into a room, you kill 3 guys in 15 seconds, and then you spend the next 5 minutes looking for a key that opens the door you need to go through to grab the item that you need. Congratulations, mission complete. What the fuck was the point? You want to talk enemy variety? It's abysmal. While in concept, the different vampires are decent and somewhat unique, there's not enough of them. And their AI is so easily broken that any sense of challenge or immersion in this world is shattered constantly. There's also just like one type of enemy soldier, and they all look the same, and they all wear the same outfits, and they all have the same shitty AI. You want to talk difficulty and gameplay?
Nice.
Well, Zanny and I were playing on the hardest difficulty available, and we could pretty much get through every encounter without firing our weapons. Yes, the AI is so brain dead and basic, you can just run up to the enemies and just punch them to death without any thought or strategy behind a single action you take.
Dude, these enemies are like so helpless. Like, are we the bad guys? We're like shooting down a bunch of like disabled people.
I don't
Look at them,
know.
they're so fucking bad.
I'd say that's a service.
You know what? Since this is the hardest difficulty we can play on, I'm just gonna punch him.
Yeah, I think I'll join you on that one. Just hit him. Punch!
Punch!
Nice.
Oh my God!
It's
suck
dead
ass!
already? It's dead already? Jesus.
Hard mode, baby.
Most of the time I forgot
That's
I
good.
had abilities and was even level.
No one uses the abilities. The abilities are a literal waste of time and they don't do anything.
up because the game was so easy, I never thought to use them. The AI is so atrocious that it's more entertaining to see how you can break it than it is to fight it. It's like watching an episode of Jerry Springer. You can't help but be curious about how much more disastrous things could get. Did I mention they're charging $60 for this?
$69, nice. They should have at least charged $69.69.
Game?
Nice.
Yeah, there's $100 Bite Back digital edition.
Good stuff.
$100. That's what that edition has 60 frames.
Yeah, you gotta pay up for that. It's like, holy shit, man. Combat Evolved had better AI. Fucking hell. Half-Life had better AI. The original Doom.
Dude, Doom's AI was really good. Don't even dare compare it to something like the Redfall.
The original Doom had better artificial intelligence.
Ow! Look at that, he shot me and then did nothing. Like, we had better AI in like Combat Evolved, man.
Like, it's possible to just sit behind a piece of cover and watch as the AI has no concept of pathing.
Oh, this guy's great. He constantly just appears, and yeah, he's that hot. He's like an annoyance. This is supposed to be a thing that appears, a rook, that should be like threatening and whatnot, but in reality it's like an annoyance because he's just a giant bullet sponge that can't really do anything.
Around objects or anything. There's like 1 or 2 weapons that were fun to use. This UV light thing that turns the vampires into stone. So
look at that. That's where all the money went. And that's nice.
You can smash them. That's kind of neat. There's this stake launcher, which is a cool concept. But these are the only things I can compliment about the gameplay. Every other weapon is as cookie cutter and generic as possible. You know what really pisses me off? The burst fire rifle. Good God, is it busted. It works like no burst fire gun you've ever used in a first-person shooter.
Okay.
Dude, my fucking burst rifle doesn't work. Sometimes it shoots 3, sometimes it shoots like 1. Dude, you should buy the assault rifle, because this thing is fucking hilarious.
Yo, insane.
It's a triple round burst rifle, but sometimes it only shoots 1 bullet. Like, that's the whole thing. It's RNG, it's an RNG burst. A sniper, you say? I'm gonna replace my,
Wait, I think this is the assault rifle you were talking about.
Yeah, sometimes it...
Nice!
Yeah, burst is like 3 bullets, right? Sometimes it only fires like 1 or 2. It's RNG, dude. It's RNG.
Dude, this burst rifle is the fucking worst. If you try to tap the trigger, it'll only shoot 1 or 2 shots. You have to hold the trigger all the way down each time for a full 3-round burst. What's that?
Hey, I have seen that mistake before. It's actually stupid. It's so stupid.
You use hairlock triggers on an Elite controller? Are you used to tapping the trigger for a 3-round burst like every fucking other first-person shooter game in existence? Too bad you have to retrain your brain and your gaming instincts just to use this one weapon because Redfall is a piece of shit. Redfall also has what might be the most annoying glitch I've ever seen. When a button prompt appears on screen, you push that button and then something happens, right? It's simple. Even the shittiest games have at least this much figured out. I can't take this fucking... Okay, there we go. 2022 had button prompts smaller than a maggot's eyelash. But they still worked. Not in Redfall. Button prompts will appear sometimes before you are actually in range to activate them. And some just straight up don't work at all. Ask Alice.
That's unbelievable. You think this is a joke? You would say that you would go back 20 years back in time and say that this is how gaming's gonna look. This is what gaming is gonna become. People would be like, kind of hard to believe, you know. It's not that bad, right? You know. Wow.
It's in Pregnancy Edition. Why do some things like I just can't examine?
Why is it Pregnancy Edition? Like, what the hell? Explain that. I need a little bit more context for the boys, you know?
Are you having that problem too?
Yeah, I had that. I thought it was just me.
So often you end up spamming the button multiple times and moving all around to try and pick up this item or...
At least there is no sound overlay. You know, when you click something, it does a sound, and when you click it again, it does another sound, but it overlaps.
Or revive your teammate, or whatever. It goes against one of the most basic functions of any video game. How come I can't get you up? Oh, what the fuck? Have you seen this Zan man? He's 10 years old, missing.
Missing child poster.
Oh.
Examine. Dude, it won't let me examine it.
Dude, Everett Doyle? I mean, I think he deserves to go missing with a name and surname like that. No regrets, baby.
I'm just trying to find out more about the missing child. I'm spamming X, won't let me do it.
This problem seems to be widespread across the rest of the game, and to me, nothing is worse than a UI or a game that doesn't respond to your inputs.
Sometimes the menu will not close and you will be stuck in there and you will be pressing the button trying to get out and it will make some weird sound until it eventually works.
That's great. This is not a weird sound. That's the classic sound when a game bugs out and you're closing a menu and it has a menu close sound, like most games, by the way, do, and it doesn't actually close, then you can spam it. Pretty interesting.
There's no reason why this should have been an open world game. The world of Redfall is so lifeless, boring, and empty. It's like an open world game with like 2 enemies in it at all time.
It's like Skyrim. I said it. It's like Skyrim. Skyrim's trash.
It's so bizarre. Most of the time I spent playing this game was either running 500 meters to the objective, encountering no enemies and accomplishing nothing, or it was looking for a key. It's just, most of the gameplay was just downtime.
That's so good!
So, that's pretty
At least you're never gonna get confused what you're supposed to do.
much all I can take. I can't play this dumpster fire anymore. It's much worse than Sea of Thieves at launch. At least you could roleplay and mess around on ships and sail around, you know? Sea of Thieves is a game, like, make your own fun. You
Sea of Thieves is now good, though.
could. The only fun you can make in Redfall is making fun of the game with your friends. Otherwise, it's not worth touching at all. You know, one thing that would make this game instant...
Yeah, it's a game you can... Okay, so there's 2 types of games. Games you want to play with your friends, and games you play because... games you play and your friends want to play, and games you play and convince your friends that they need to play it, otherwise they're not touching it. And this is one of those ones.
Instantly better as if we could grief each other somehow.
Yeah. That's always the thing that makes games fun, when everything else is like dog water, you know?
Yeah. Wait, dude.
Oh, God.
Oh, do you see this over here?
Dust in my mouth.
Well, they found the way.
Oh my
was
god, we
pretty
gotta
funny.
walk all that way back. Bro.
Oh shit, you're right. I'm sorry.
The funny has expired, bro. The funny is gone.
But unlike Sea of Thieves,
I also like the idea that UV lamps are gonna help against the vampires because, you know, no vampire is gonna literally be smart enough to just, you know, pick up a rock, a small rock even, by the way, not even a big rock, and then just throw it at the lamp and break it. Because, you know, obviously. Or, worst case scenario, knock it over. Or maybe just take a really long branch and just poke it, you know? I also like that idea. The UV lights against against enemies that have intelligence have always been my favorite thing.
Thieves in Battlefield 2042, I doubt Redfall has any hope of salvaging what dwindling player base it has left.
Hell
There's
no.
just nothing.
But it's getting a part 2, baby. You can be sure about that. It's getting 2 expansions, a second, a third part, and more apologies, most likely.
No reason the game should have been released. No reason to play it. It feels like
Bro.
nobody at Arcane wanted to work on Redfall, and it really shows in the final product. Do not purchase this game for any reason. If you have a Game Pass subscription and you want
Nice.
to hop on with a couple of buddies, drink some beers, and play the worst that modern gaming has to offer, then by all means.
Nah, then play Golem. I wonder what's worse, this or Golem, honestly. In any case, that's pretty much it. Yeah, seems like the video is going to end in a couple of seconds.
But otherwise, stay away. Stay far, far away.
Yep,
And
that's the last message. And with that being said, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.